go, and tell him to move his feet. Tell him, get on it. He already told me he knows what I want. So now I'm going to say, what's the delay? Okay, so that's why I hit his shoulder to say, get on it. What's your delay? You know this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is you take the line and you kind of bump towards your belly button. Then you're going to step out and look at his tail. And then you're going to say, no, don't come. Move feet, right back as they were. And then you go neutral. You don't take any of this personal. Because it is personal right now, but don't take it personal. Okay? I'm demanding he respect me. You need to do the same. Okay? And then you can say, but it's not personal, buddy. We got to change the order of tucking here. Okay. Good? Okay. Now, pause for a second because I want to just let him breathe for a second, and I want you to breathe for a second. Because I don't want you to come in with, all right, now I'm going to be the boss, okay? I want you to come in like you want to graze hip to hip out in the grass together. But if you need to and you want the grass he's eating, you're going to make it happen, okay? But otherwise, you're going to hang out together and you're going to move all through the field all day together as good buddies. So you want to make sure that your partnership is good buddies until you want his blade of grass. Yes, see, he told you I know how to do that. Good. I saw the rope drift out of your hand. That's exactly what you wanted to do. Good. Tell him. Yep, push. Yep, until he goes. Now leave him alone. It's not personal. When he gets by me, you're going to just bump his nose towards your belly button and look at his tail. Step out, look at his tail. Excellent. Stop. Back him up one step. Because he actually politely asked, can I come in? But I want him to. Good. Now give him a second. Yep, that's okay. You can put it now. But in the future, give him a second to establish. You stay there. I'll come to you when I feel like it. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Start off with the backup so he knows the beginning of the game. Yeah? This is how he's going to know what you're asking him to do. Good. It doesn't matter how many steps, just so it starts with a backup. As soon as he goes, leave him alone. Make up your mind. So it's back, and then so he didn't do what you were asking for, so by changing it wasn't fair. So if you're asking him to go forward out on the circle, you keep doing that until you get at least the steps you're looking for, and then if you want to stop him, you can, but if you change it midway, it's not fair, because then you just made it not necessary to listen. Yep. Give him energy on his shoulder, because he's doing what I call a drive-by. Yep. Just keep asking him to go. Yep, good, leave him alone. Take some of the stiffness out of you. There you go. Yes, perfect timing. Yep. Keep going. Yep. Good. Yep. Make sure you keep pointing him the way you want him to go. careful you don't pull him on top of you, because what's happening, it's okay, it's okay. So what was happening there at the end, okay, was you got focused on swinging the rope at him, and then this rope that's attached to his nose started to come at your side here. So you were pulling him to arc around you, and then you were chasing his shoulder. So you were keeping him with you, even though you were trying to get him to go away from you. It's okay. So just breathe now. The only thing I want to see happen is you don't have to look mean. You're standing here looking mean.
I'm trying to remember everything. I'm trying to keep my hands from going.
Take attention as soon as he's doing what you want, or if he's not doing anything that deserves you to pin your ears, keep a happy face. And let your body be relaxed. Yep. And he's like, no, you're becoming the boss. It's not fair. I like the dynamics we had. Good. Good. Now wait, that was a perfect example. Just give him a pause for a second. That was a perfect example of how, when we finally assert ourselves in the direction that makes sense to them, now your intention, you had intention, but didn't do it. Your intention made him back up that last step. That's the goal. The goal is to be able to give him this and have him go, ooh, okay. Right? You want to make sure that we never have to bite him. Like, we're having to bite him a lot today, right? We don't want to bite him, but we have to bite him to get him to understand that there's a change. But the fact that you were able to go like this and have it mean enough for him to go, oh, he's learning that you are going to follow through. So that he just offered you enough respect that he feels that you will follow through, and you're not just threatening him. Because he's gotten away with threatening you quite a bit, even though you don't realize that he's doing it in a threatening way. He's all over you, and he's threatening you in a, oh yeah, you and, right? So now you're saying, yeah, guess what? I found my army. Yep, good. You put your energy on his rib cage and tell him to get out of your space. Good. Now allow him to take the rope, though. Good. You gotta always make sure you don't restrict the movement you're asking for. Yep. Good timing on that. So put it down when he's responsive. When he gets to me, yield his hind end. Good. Back him out of your space, back him out of your space. Don't let him, he did do it in an asking way, but we don't even want him to ask. And stop. Go neutral. Good. So the only thing that I'm going to change about the yield is that you're actually pulling him around, which could eventually bring him into you. So you want it to be like you're stabbing yourself in your stomach. You just steady pull. So you do it as like a bump on his nose. So it's just a tug. So kind of like when a dog's pulling on you, you give him a tug, okay? So instead of a pull, because a steady pull is going to bring him to you, and then it's going to make it harder for him to actually do the very defined crossover. He's just going to come to you. He's going to come on to you on an arc. Yes. Good. Now, I just want to also tell you that the other direction is going to be new. So what we'll do is we'll satisfy this direction, and then either you can try to do it at home the other direction, or we can do the other direction next time, but if we try to do the other direction right now, it's going to start all over again. He's going to, yeah, no, it absolutely will, because different eye, different colors. Mm-hmm. Yep, except nothing less. You know he knows this now. Good. Allow him to take the rope. Good. And just have confidence in him that he knows his job and that you're just happy to stand there and watch him be beautiful. Yep, 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 and stop. Yep, yep. Till he goes, till he goes. Good. Don't pull and see how your hand's down by your side again. It's okay, it's okay. Yep. Yep. See, he knows it. So instead of pulling him when he does that, give him a quick snap with the snap. Yeah, he heard the speaker made a noise. No, it's okay though. He should be listening to you, but that's what attention went to. Okay, go ahead and hind yield him. Stab your belly button. The bump, bump, bump. Look at his tail. That's okay. It's okay. That's okay. So he did exactly what you asked him to do. And he did it politely though. He didn't come in there all rude and climbing all over you. Good. Good. Nice backup. And then your goal with the backup is to see how lightly you can do it. Because you are still starting at about a 4 instead of a 2. So when you first ask, you're kind of loud when you're starting your ask, but he's being responsive. So your goal is to see if I can ask him to, and it always be a 2. Your end goal would be to not have her open your hand at all and just go like that and have him go, okay? But for right now, we're just going to start polite and turn it up as we need, but we're going to definitely see if we can try to start a little politer. Oh boy. Okay, so go ahead and ask him, because we're going to try to get that stopped good. But so he's at this angle, so it's this kind of pull, so like you're stabbing yourself in the belly button, trying to stab the rope past you. Okay? And then your body, so your rope is doing this, your body is doing this. So it's a connection to his nose to tip his nose this way. As you're tipping his nose this way, you're going to yield his hind end by you. Now you have your support still. So if he doesn't yield his hind end away, that's when, if he doesn't, not initially, don't ask that way. If he doesn't, you're going to give him like a count of 2. Hey, and then. But don't be like, without the cue. Then, my body or my hand didn't do anything else, but I smacked him just to smack him, right? So you want it to be in support of, you didn't listen to me, I need to turn it up a little bit. Okay, let's try and do another one of those. Good, good. I like that because he actually got a little lost and he thought his way through it. Okay, go ahead and hind yield him. Okay. Okay, so let's do it at a standstill. Okay. So because we're going to do it at a standstill, I'm going to show you at a standstill. So, you're going to bump his nose with his tail. Now, I tried to bump him because he didn't know I was going to do that. Oh, good. So I'm going to give him a turn so you can see. Good. I'm not scratching post, but thank you for asking. So go this way. This way, good. So now I'm going to ask him. So I just woke him up only because he wasn't listening because he thought he was supposed to do something else. So I'm going to ask him to go around me until he's in where you can see what I do. So I'm going to bump his nose, look at his tail. But it's a bump. try to do it at a standstill. You got a lot going on, so that's all. Oh, that's because you pulled instead of just, yep. So he did what you said. Good. Make sure you don't accidentally pull him now. You're going to go out to that side of him. Yep. And you're going to... It's okay. Just, yep. He just assumed something, that's all. Okay. Go out to the side of him. Look at his tail. Yep, get him out of your personal space. Good. So you're going to step out to about here. You're going to bump his nose, and you're going to bump his nose and take a step at his tail. Okay. You don't even have to back him up. You can even just go over there. Yep. He's just guarding. He's guarding his side. So what you can do instead of doing that, because that leads him forward, you can just put your hand here and stop him from guarding you from going around. He's just trying to block you from getting around. But see how tight the rope is? It's okay. It's okay. So the rope was tight and you were doing this. So you want to make sure that you give him the freedom to make the movement you're asking for. So you want his nose to go this way, but you don't want to pull him back after you've asked him to. Just keep going out and around him. And just going out and around him. Going around him. Good, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's just blocking you from getting over there again. Okay. Okay. Yep, so instead of pulling him, just ask him to move his head down. Good. Yep, perfect opportunity. Good, he did it. Except for you pulled him to you. That's okay. Yep. 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 Yep, but now you pulled him to you. It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. So I'm going to hold him. Okay, so he doesn't have to... Stop. Now, stop. So now, just from where you are, it's a bump to your belly button. He's going to tip his nose to you, and then you're going to make sure he sees as soon. Okay, so ready? Bump, bump. Look at his tail. Tell his tail to move. Good. Perfect. That's what we want. Okay, so we'll do it again. Stop. You're pulling. So bump, bump, but don't bump, pull. It's just a bump, bump, like a tap on the shoulder. Yep. Good. You did exactly what, yep. So go ahead and do another one. Look at his tail, like he got out of the way, so you're still standing there. So you're going to follow him until he yields it away. Follow him until he yields it away. There. Okay, again. Stop. Yield. Good. Good. Yep. So what you're looking for is those hind feet, that hind foot to cross under that hind foot. That's the movement we're looking for. Ready? Yep. Good. There. He did it perfectly. And he did it pretty much for you. I didn't hold on much. Okay, go ahead and do it again. Good. Yes. So that's what you're looking for. Okay?
Now
So let's try it on a circle. Yeah, he's got another horse coming in that he hasn't seen yet, that's all. But yep, he still has to listen to you. Good. Yep, accept nothing less. He knows how to do this. Good. Now a third horse is coming in too. He's like, oh wait, there's more. Yep. Good. Now leave him alone. So you just avoided him coming in because he was going to come in. Yep. He's thinking about it again. There you go. Good, but not extra kisses. Okay. You don't have to pull him. Make sure that your hand is just open. Don't pull him. Okay, hind yield him. Yes. And the only thing you want to add to that, the only thing you want to add to that is a backup. Only because he's got a crowding problem. So, because he's just learning it, he's not knowing to stay out on the circle, and you have a little bit of a habit of pulling on him. So, that's the only reason that I'm not going to say he did it wrong, because he did do what you asked him to do, and he did do it right. He just did it a little too close to you. In the future, what you'll do is as he's going around on the circle here, his front feet will plant and his hind feet will move off the circle. His front feet will remain on the circle instead of him walking his front feet in and then yielding his hind feet onto the circle. You see what I'm saying? Don't start banging on the door, Rio. So he's a nice horse. He's smart. I like both horses. Yeah. Hey. So getting very, without frustrating yourself, getting very aware of what you're asking them to do when you don't realize it. I know it sounds, there's a lot of pulling on them that's happening. So as much as, although when you're in a situation and you need to make that noise, the head move out of your way, the nose move out of your way, do what you gotta do, whether it's actually physically move him or grab him by the snout, whatever. But don't let that be your go-to thing for all the stuff that you want him to do. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. He definitely feels very above you, but he's being respectful today. Like he's being respectful right now. Yeah. So he feels like he's ranked higher than you. But he's respecting that you're stepping up to the plate now, okay, which is great. Because some horses, they'll take it up higher and higher and higher, and they'll, next thing you know, they're rearing and doing this kind of crap. And so sometimes it has to get that bad before you can say, are you done? Because I'm still the boss. I have a lot of situations where I work with a dominant horse, and the owner didn't realize that horse was that dominant. So when I come in, like I get responses from the horse they haven't seen because they've always tried to, keep it quiet. So next thing you know, when the horse is handled by somebody that says, I don't think so, they're like, oh yeah, let's see, I got it all. I got this trick, and then sometimes it scares people. They're like, oh, I've never done that before. Well, he would have done it if, or he wouldn't have had to do it if he didn't feel like he was being challenged for that position. I like him a lot. Yeah. We are a little out of time, but I'm gonna throw the saddle on him just so I can make sure your saddle fits him well. They prefer it. They prefer it.
I know, but I never, you would always, if that's what's changed, it's good. I'm gonna ride right on the ride.
Okay. Right now?
No, not right now. Here.
Yeah, oh yeah. I just want to make sure your saddle doesn't cause any problems.
Oh,
Okay, so we had a reaction to the saddle already. I just want to see if I get chicken some. Yeah. I thought you were like, okay, well, you go do what you gotta do. I'm just gonna go ride. I hope that's not a problem. I don't know. I got things to do. Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah. Okay, this saddle's good for him. Yeah. It's not a bad fit. I wouldn't go in that pad as thick as I would go. I wouldn't go any thicker with a pad. Yeah, this is a good saddle for him. Hey, hello. Where are you going? Hey, hi. Hi. Yeah, it's a Circle Y, right? Yeah. Nice.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what it is here. I'm just trying to figure out what it is.
So with Doom, when I got on her, and I told you this, that she talked, and so it has whatever, I've been her since that time, and when I, in the beginning when I had her, like after a few months, I went on to steroid, I told steroid, she was fine, very slowly, but fine. So the times that she bucked, it was in my backyard on her own.
Okay.
So what happened was she had big or is it just circumstance?
When you went on trail ride, you were not alone?
I was not allowed to have a horse,
It might be part of it, but I wouldn't go too crazy with that.
but I really don't want to ride her until I feel comfortable.
Sure. Okay, so this is the tie that you want to have on there. I don't know why they have this double piece. This is the second saddle I've seen that way, but I'm not a Western rider, but I don't know the purpose of two kind of like an M ring. Not really sure what the purpose of that is, unless it's for rear cinch. But I don't know. This is for the rear cinch or buckle strap, but I don't know what that is. I can look up and see what that purpose of that is, but. So he has a little rain rot that I can give you a little, that I can give you a little secret. I'm gonna drop that on your back for you. I'll give you a little secret on how, but I'm not gonna say it on camera because I eventually want to patent him. It'll get rid of it in 3 days.
Oh, okay, great.
And most people struggle to get rid of rain rot and scratches. I can get rid of it in 3 days.
Really long snout, I just don't know how to.
Yeah. Look at this foot forward. Wait, that's enough. So the first one goes through the first loop. Right, through the first piece here. So your grip is a little big, that's part of your problem. Oh. And then the second time you go through here. Stand. Yeah, so extremely long latigo strap, but also because of the grip being a little long. But I can. So that's actually all that you do. That's the only looping you do. You don't do a ton more. Yeah.
So the first loop and then the second loop.
You do the first loop, second loop, and then you make your tie. Well, if you could do it into the holes. But in your case, he's a little bit smaller belly than that. You can either go in that way, or you can go in from behind, whatever.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that'll work for him. That girth's probably 36. I would go with 32. I'll take it off and look at it, but I'd go with the 32 or 30. Um, they also make cheetah straps that they're like two pieces about this long with a tie in it. So it would be like, there'd be a tie holding these two holes together, and then you'd have two pieces about this long. You can put that on your opposite side, and that's like a permanent, and then you would use your hook here. You would use this piece, because you could just loop it up like a regular billet strap. So it would just tie in there, and then you just would hook on, and then this side should always be an actual Latigo strap. Doesn't have to be this long, so that in case he's a half size, you know, this would be too tight, this would be too loose. In case he's a half size, you can always use your bow tie, or your tie. Yeah, I'm gonna look up like what the purpose of